In 2025, it feels like the gaming world has flipped. Single-player games are thriving, delivering emotional stories, tighter gameplay, and polished experience. Meanwhile, multiplayer games, they are either falling apart or getting abandoned faster than a Wi-Fi signal during a ranked match. So here's the big question: are single-player games just better now? Let's break it down. For a while, it felt like single-player games were going extinct. Publishers were chasing multiplayer gold like they were in some kind of battle royale for investors' approval. Online only, live services, battle passes, everywhere was madness. But guess what? Single-player made a comeback like the God of War series. These games didn't just sell, they became cultural phenomenon, ranking in critical acclaim and pushing the boundaries of what game can really offer. Titles like Elden Ring, God of War Ragnarok, Spider-Man 2, Ghost of Tsushima, and Final Fantasy 16. They weren't just good games, they were excellent games. Why? Because single-player games offer something that multiplayer games often can't. They give you time to breathe, time to reflect. Single-player games have the ability to immerse you in a world so rich, so detailed that you feel like you're part of them. Whether it's the vast open landscape of Elden Ring or the heart-wrecking emotional arcs of God of War Ragnarok, these games don't just focus on gameplay, they focus on you, your connection to the story, the characters, and the world. They have time to develop characters, establish emotional beats, and craft tighter narrative that makes you feel something. In multiplayer games, on the other hand, you're often at the mercy of random matchmaking, toxicity in chat, and unstable connections. But in single-player experience, it's all about you. And right now, more and more people are craving that. The gaming world is noisier than ever, and single-player experiences offer the perfect escape. Multiplayer games didn't always used to be like this. There was a time multiplayer used to be the life of the party. Halo 3 lobby nights, Call of Duty trash talks, LAN parties where someone always brought snacks and someone else always forgot their controller. There was a time where multiplayer was the celebration of the gaming community. You'd up on a game, maybe even with a bunch of friends, and you go at it in a fair, competitive environment, all while having a blast. Online lobbies were a place where you could just talk smack, laugh at your friends, and bond over the wins or losses. But now, multiplayer has largely lost its magic. It feels like every other multiplayer title falls apart at launch. Look at games like Redfall, Suicide Squad, Kill the Justice League, and Battlefield 2042. These were hyped as massive releases, but all three were greeted with massive disappointment. It wasn't just that they were buggy, these games lacked polish, and worst of all, they didn't offer the core experiences that multiplayer fun had in the first place. With broken matchmaking, bad server performance, and lackluster content, gamers quickly abandoned these games, and that's just the start. Then there's the issue of always online gameplay. Imagine starting a game, getting invested, and then you get an unexpected disconnecting you out of your session. Or worse, a new patch that requires an update, forcing you to wait before jumping back in. Or worse yet, games that force you to stay connected, even when you just want to pause and take a break. It's as if developers forgot that sometimes we just want to play a game without worrying about the internet connection or monetization schemes. Do you remember the golden age of multiplayer games? Original Modern Warfare 2, Left 4 Dead 2, Black Ops 2. These were multiplayer games that stood the test of time because they were built on solid gameplay, rewarding progression system, and a community-driven experience. Back then, you didn't need a battle pass to enjoy a game. You didn't have to grind for hours just to unlock a shiny skin that barely mattered. And LAN parties. Remember those? Nothing beats playing your favorite game with friends, sitting side by side, trash talking over your shared victories or losses. The competition was fierce, but it always was about having fun. But fast forward to today, now the experience is widely different. Now multiplayer games are often about cosmetics and in-game purchases, and it's about the actual gameplay. Skins, emotes, special effects. These have become the focal point of many multiplayer games. It's not about whether you're good at the game anymore. It's about whether your character looks cool enough while getting killed by a sweaty triad in a ranked match. It's frustrating to say the least. There's a tangible sense of lost innocence in multiplayer gaming now, where the fun and competition has been replaced with monetization and mindless grinding. The best part about single player games is that they don't force you or make you work for the fun. Single player games give you the experience right out of the box. No waiting for patches or extra downloadable content. What you see is what you get. It's all about the story and experience. Take Ghost of Tsushima or Red Dead Redemption for example. These games have amazing world building and storytelling. You're not just fighting for the next shiny item. You're investing in the character and the emotional stakes of the story. In Red Dead Redemption 2, Arthur Morgan's journey through the late 1800s American frontier isn't just about gunfights and horseback riding. It's about who he is as a person, the consequences of his choices, and how he impacts everyone around him. These games offer a level of depth that multiplayer games often lack. In Elden Ring, you don't just go around dungeons slaying bosses. You're uncovering a story, piecing together a narrative that isn't spoon-fed to you. You're discovering it, and that's where the power of single-player games lies. They immerse you into a world where the pacing is all in your hands. You can stop and smell the roses, explore side quests, and dive into lore without being interrupted by teammates' random comments. The best part is that unlike multiplayer games, there's no need to rely on others to have a good time. You don't have to worry about lag or connectivity issues, or whether your teammate is just about to go AFK or something like that. It's just you and the game, and you get to set the pace. For many people, it's exactly the type of gaming they crave. Now let's pump the brake a little bit. Not all multiplayer games are the problem. There are still some multiplayer games that get it right, like Helldivers 2 for example. It's an absolute blast. The game is chaotic, action-packed, and most importantly, it doesn't force you to empty out your wallet for every skins, weapon, or character. It's a perfect example of a game that balances fun with accessibility. Then you got games like Fortnite Creative Mode, where the community has transformed the whole game into an incredible sandbox experience. It's proof that multiplayer doesn't have to be bogged down by corporate greed. Apex Legends continues to impress with its tight mechanic and diverse characters' ability. Minecraft multiplayer is still a timeless classic because it's built on creativity, fun, and community, not microtransactions. The difference, these games focuses on fun, not monetization. They understand that what makes an open world game great is its experience, not the dollar signs. When developers focus on creating engaging, innovative, and exciting gameplay, it shows and gamers can tell. Now let's talk about live service. Those two words have become the bane of many gamers' existence. Once said to be the future of gaming, live service games have to be nothing more than money grabs disguised as ongoing support. Let's be real, live service games often launch half-baked, promising players that they'll fix it later. The problem is that in many cases, later never comes. Developers push out content at the pace feel more like a chore than an enjoyment, forcing players to buy skins, buy more passes, grind more for little or non-meaningful reward. Meanwhile, single-player games come out fully formed, without the need for constant updates. There's no seasonal content to worry about or FOMO-based incentives to get you back into the game every week. What you buy is what you get, and if the game is good, you don't need anything else. It's an experience that is built to last, not to extract money from you over and over again. Let's not forget about indie developers. These are the true heroes of gaming in 2025. They may not have the massive budgets or resources of major studios, but they have something far more valuable: creativity and passion. Supergiants with Hades, Team Cherry with Hollow Knight, Cornered Ape with Stardew Valley. These indie game developers are delivering experience that often felt more genuine than anything the big studios are putting out. Indie games are often focused on fun over profit. They don't have shareholders breathing down their neck, pressuring them to release microtransactions or unnecessary updates. Instead, they focus on delivering high quality experiences that leave a lasting impression on players. In contrast, big name studios often seem to push out the same tired formulas. Online shooters with slight change and cosmetic updates that feels like they were designed to squeeze every last penny from players. Indie devs don't have to do that. Their focus is on delivering something that people will love, and you can feel that in the quality of their games. Can multiplayer game make a comeback? Absolutely, but it's going to need a radical shift in focus. Multiplayer games need to go back to the basics: fun, community, and the skill-based gameplay. We don't need more battle royales, we need more unique identities, a focus on quality, and an experience that rewards players for their time and effort. Multiplayer doesn't have to be a microtransaction-filled nightmare. When it's done right, it can still be amazing, but if it's going to reclaim its former glory, it needs to stop trying to be a cash cow and go back to being fun first. So there you have it. Are single player games better than multiplayer games in 2025? Right now, yes, they are. They got the heart, the soul, and way less screaming. But multiplayer doesn't have to stay down forever. Though there are some great multiplayer games, it just needs to get back to what made it fun and awesome, and that's the community and the gameplay's first design. My answer might change in the future, but for now, single player game is wearing the crown. So tell me what you think in the comment section. what's your favorite single player game or your favorite multiplayer game. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and also share the video with your friends. It's the little things that matter. With all that said, thanks for sticking around to the end. I'll see you in the next one. Take care of yourself and peace.